In this video, you'll witness some of the most impossible structures ever created by human civilization. Ancient cities hidden above the clouds, massive temples carved directly from mountains, underground worlds built beneath the earth itself. You'll see monuments older than recorded history, giant statues moved without machines. Number 10. Deep in the scorching deserts of southern Egypt stands a structure so colossal it was designed to make humans feel insignificant. This is Abu Simbel, a temple carved directly into an entire mountainside over 3,000 years ago. And those massive statues guarding the entrance, each one stands nearly 70 feet tall. Imagine seeing this in the ancient world, with no machines, no modern tools, and no explanation for how something this precise was even possible. But what makes Abu Simbel truly unbelievable is that this entire temple was moved, piece by piece. In the 1960s, rising floodwaters threatened to erase it forever beneath Lake Nasser. So engineers performed one of the greatest rescue missions in human history, cutting the entire mountain temple into massive blocks and rebuilding it on higher ground, without destroying its ancient alignment. And somehow, twice every year, sunlight still travels perfectly through the dark inner corridor, illuminating the sanctuary exactly as it did thousands of years ago. Coming up next is number 9. Long before the pyramids, before cities, before written history itself, humans built this. Göbekli Tepe may be the oldest monumental structure ever discovered on Earth. And according to archaeologists, it changes everything we thought we knew about civilization. These massive stone pillars were built nearly 12,000 years ago. That means Göbekli Tepe is older than Stonehenge, older than the Great Pyramid of Giza, older than almost every known civilization in human history. For decades, experts believed early humans were just simple hunter-gatherers struggling to survive. But Göbekli Tepe tells a completely different story, because places like this shouldn't exist this far back in time. Some believe it was the world's first temple, but what makes Göbekli Tepe truly unsettling is the fact that it was intentionally buried by the very people who built it, almost as if they wanted it hidden from the future. And for thousands of years, it remained lost beneath the earth, waiting to be discovered again. Moving on to number 8. Hidden deep within the jungles of Cambodia lies a structure so massive it can actually be seen from space. This is Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument ever built on Earth. At first glance, it feels almost unreal. Endless stone corridors, towering temples, ancient faces carved into the rocks, and an entire lost world slowly being consumed by the jungle around it. But what makes Angkor Wat truly unbelievable is its scale. This wasn't just a temple, it was the heart of an ancient empire that once ruled millions of people across Southeast Asia. Built nearly 900 years ago, every single stone block had to be transported by hand, some weighing several tons, and somehow the symmetry is still nearly perfect. The walls are covered in thousands of intricate carvings, battles, gods, celestial beings, for hundreds of years. Much of this city was swallowed by the jungle, and even today, Angkor Wat still feels less like a ruin and more like the remains of an ancient civilization that was never supposed to disappear. Coming up next is number 7. Alone in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, hundreds of giant stone figures stand staring into the horizon. These are the Moai of Easter Island. Some of them weigh over 80 tons. That's heavier than a modern tank. And they were carved and moved across the island centuries ago, without cranes, without machines. But here's the strangest part. Most people think the Moai are just giant heads. They're not. Beneath the surface, many have massive buried bodies stretching deep underground. Even today, nobody fully agrees on how these statues were transported. Some researchers believe they were walked across the island using ropes. Others think the real method has been lost forever. Coming up next, number 6. For nearly 4,500 years, the Pyramids of Giza pyramid complex were the tallest human-made structures on Earth. The largest pyramid, the Great Pyramid, originally stood at 146 meters tall, built from an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. Some blocks weigh more than an elephant, and every single one was moved into place without cranes, without modern machinery. The pyramid is so precisely aligned its sides face true north, with an error of less than a fraction of a degree. Then there's the Great Sphinx, over 70 meters long, carved from a single mass of limestone, guarding the desert for thousands of years. And from the air, you can see something even stranger. One of the greatest wonders in human history sits directly beside a modern city of millions. Ancient civilization and modern civilization, separated by only a few hundred meters. Moving on to number 5. Machu Picchu, Peru. Built by the Inca Empire over 2,400 meters above sea level, hidden deep within the Andes Mountains, and lost to the outside world for centuries. When Spanish conquistadors swept through South America, they never found this place. It sat undisturbed above the clouds, in complete silence for hundreds of years. When the morning mist rolls through those mountain peaks and the ancient stone citadel slowly emerges from the clouds, there are no words. Every person who has ever stood at that viewpoint at sunrise has felt the same thing. A kind of stillness, a kind of awe that you simply cannot manufacture anywhere else on Earth. Coming up next is number 4. They called this place impossible. At Meteora, giant stone pillars rise more than 400 meters above the valley floor, like natural skyscrapers carved by time itself. And somehow, monks built entire monasteries on top of them. Not with cranes, not with roads. For centuries, the only way up was by rope ladders and wooden baskets pulled by hand. Some of these monasteries were built in the 14th century, balanced on cliffs barely wide enough to stand on. The rocks themselves are over 60 million years old, formed long before humans ever existed. Today, Meteora contains one of the largest Eastern Orthodox monastic complexes on Earth, a place where geology, engineering, and faith collided vertically. From the valley below, the monasteries don't even look real. They look suspended between earth and sky. Coming up next is number 3. For nearly 2,000 years, this has been the symbol of Roman power. Colosseum was completed in 80 AD under Emperor Titus and could hold an estimated 50,000 to 80,000 spectators. Built from stone and concrete, it became the largest amphitheater the Roman Empire ever created. But this wasn't just entertainment. Gladiator battles, public executions, mock naval combat. Thousands entered the arena, knowing they might never leave alive. Beneath the floor was an underground maze called the Hypogeum, filled with cages, tunnels, elevators, and hidden trapdoors designed to release animals and fighters into the stadium within seconds. And despite earthquakes, fires, and centuries of looting, most of it still stands. A monument engineered by an empire and remembered by the world. Moving on to number 2. Hidden within the jungles of Java stands the largest Buddhist temple ever built. Borobudur was constructed over 1,200 years ago, using nearly 2 million volcanic stone blocks. But this wasn't built as a palace or a fortress. It was designed as a spiritual journey. The temple rises in 9 levels, guiding pilgrims from the world of desire to enlightenment at the summit. Its walls contain over 2,600 carved relief panels, telling stories of human suffering, karma, and rebirth. More than 500 Buddha statues once watched over the monument. Many still remain in silence today. Then, for centuries, Borobudur vanished beneath volcanic ash and jungle growth, lost to time, until it was rediscovered in the 19th century. A mountain of stone, built for reflection and preserved by history itself. Coming up next is number 1. Imagine carving an entire mountain by hand, not building it, carving it downward from solid rock. This is Kailasa Temple, a structure so impossible, many refuse to believe humans created it. Over 200,000 tons of stone were removed, with hammers, chisels, and human endurance alone. No modern machines, no explosions, no margin for error. One mistake could destroy the entire temple forever. But they didn't just carve a monument. They carved pillars, bridges, stairways, gods, wars, entire stories into the living mountain itself. For centuries, historians have debated how this was completed so precisely and so quickly. Even today, engineers struggle to explain it. Because Kailasa Temple is not just architecture, it is obsession, frozen in stone. A civilization looked at a cliff and saw a masterpiece hidden inside. Which destination is going straight to the top of your bucket list? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. Subscribe to Terra Advent. We drop a new destination every single week. Thank you for watching.